Imagine waking up to the sound of waves crashing against white sand beaches, stepping outside to feel warm tropical air on your skin, and looking out at a horizon so blue it almost doesn't look real. Now imagine that this paradise is also home to some of the most vibrant culture, the most soulful music, and the most unforgettable food you will ever experience in your lifetime. That place exists, and its name is Jamaica. Today, we are diving deep into everything that makes this island one of the most extraordinary destinations on the entire planet. And by the end of this video, I promise you will either be booking a flight or seriously regretting that you haven't gone already. Let's start with something that most travel videos completely ignore. Jamaica is not just a beautiful place to look at. It is a place that gets under your skin. There is something about this island that changes people. Visitors arrive as tourists and leave feeling like they left a piece of their heart behind. That is not an accident. That is the result of a culture so rich, so layered, and so genuinely warm that it transforms every single experience you have there into something you carry with you for the rest of your life. Now, before we get into the beaches, the food, and all the incredible things to do, let's talk geography, because Jamaica's setting is absolutely stunning in ways that photographs barely capture. Sitting in the heart of the Caribbean Sea, Jamaica is the third largest island in the Caribbean, covering roughly 11,000 square kilometres. What makes it visually spectacular is the contrast. You have dramatic mountain ranges cutting through the interior of the island, the most famous being the Blue Mountains in the east, which rise to over 2,000 metres. Then you descend from those misty peaks straight down to coastal flatlands and those impossibly gorgeous beaches. The island is essentially a living painting of green mountains meeting turquoise sea, and you can experience both within a single day. Let's talk about those beaches, because this is where Jamaica really earns its reputation as a world-class resort destination. 7 Mile Beach in Negril is consistently ranked among the best beaches on Earth. The sand is powder soft and almost blindingly white. The water is that perfect shade of clear Caribbean blue, and the atmosphere is relaxed in a way that immediately melts away any stress you carried onto the plane. Further east, you have Doctor's Cave Beach in Montego Bay, which has been drawing visitors since the early 20th century for good reason. The water there is crystal clear and warm, the facilities are excellent, and the setting is simply magical. Then there is Frenchman's Cove in Portland, a more secluded gem where a freshwater river meets the sea, creating a swimming experience that feels almost otherworldly. Here is something that keeps people coming back to Jamaica again and again, and it is not just the scenery. It is the resorts. Jamaica has built an entire world of luxury hospitality that rivals anywhere on the planet. All-inclusive resorts here are in a category of their own. Places like Sandals Montego Bay, Couples Negril, and the Half Moon Resort in Rose Hall have set global standards for what a resort experience can feel like. You get gourmet dining with chefs drawing from both international cuisine and local Jamaican flavours, world-class spa treatments, water sports, private beaches, and service that makes you feel genuinely cared for. The hospitality industry here has had decades to perfect the art of making guests feel completely at home, and it shows in every detail. But here is the part where I need you to pay close attention, because this is where Jamaica separates itself from every other resort destination in the world: the culture. Jamaica is the birthplace of reggae music, and if you think you understand what that means, wait until you hear it live on the island where it was born. There is a warmth and a spiritual depth to Jamaican music that transcends entertainment. Bob Marley grew up in this soil, breathed this air, and channeled something profoundly human into his music. Visiting the Bob Marley Museum in Kingston is not just a tourist activity. It is a genuine emotional experience that connects you to one of the most important musical legacies in human history. The music here is everywhere, flowing out of beach bars, rising up from street corners, and filling the warm night air in ways that feel less like background noise and more like the island itself speaking to you. Let's talk food, because Jamaican cuisine deserves its own dedicated conversation. Jerk chicken is the global ambassador of Jamaican cooking, and rightfully so. The combination of Scotch bonnet peppers, allspice, thyme, and various other spices creates a flavor profile that is simultaneously complex, fiery, and deeply satisfying. But jerk is just the beginning. Ackee and saltfish is the national dish, a breakfast combination that sounds unusual but delivers a surprisingly delicate and savoury experience. Curry goat, escovitch fish, festival, bammy, and rice and peas are all part of a culinary tradition that reflects the island's incredible cultural blend of African, European, indigenous Taino, and Asian influences. Eating your way through Jamaica is genuinely one of the great culinary adventures available to any traveller in the world today. Now let's shift the energy here, because I want to talk about adventure, and Jamaica delivers on this front in spectacular fashion. Dunn's River Falls in Ocho Rios is one of the most famous natural attractions in the Caribbean. This cascading waterfall stretches over 100 metres, and visitors actually climb up through it, which is an experience that is equal parts exhilarating and unforgettable. The Blue Lagoon near Port Antonio is another must-visit location, a stunning pool of water that shifts between shades of blue and green, depending on the light, fed by underwater springs and surrounded by lush, tropical vegetation. For those who prefer to explore beneath the ocean surface, the coral reefs surrounding Jamaica offer world-class snorkeling and scuba diving with incredible marine biodiversity. And if you really want to feel the island's wild side, hiking through the Blue Mountains to catch a sunrise above the clouds is a spiritual experience that very few people regret making the effort for. There is a psychological phenomenon that travel researchers have observed about Jamaica specifically. People who visit here report higher levels of what scientists call restoration experience, meaning their mental and emotional batteries genuinely recharge in ways that outlast the trip itself. There is something about the combination of natural beauty, warm human connection, great food, music, and that uniquely Jamaican attitude toward life, often summarized as no problem, that creates genuine well-being benefits. This is not marketing language. It is a real effect that Jamaica consistently produces in the people who visit there. Jamaica is not just a vacation destination. It is an experience that expands your understanding of what a place can make you feel. The luxury is real. The beauty is genuinely breathtaking. The food will change your standards, and the people will remind you that warmth and generosity are the most powerful currencies on earth. If this island has been on your list, move it to the top. And if it hasn't been on your list yet, well, now you know better. Drop in the comments below where you would most want to visit in Jamaica, and make sure you subscribe, because we are just getting started exploring the most beautiful places this world has to offer.